The brother of Saint Methodius is Saint Cyril, also known as Saint Cyril of Thessalonica or Saint Cyril the philosopher. Together, they are known as the Apostles to the Slavs due to their significant missionary work among the Slavic peoples in the 9th century. In another video, I mentioned two other Saint Cyrils. There are essentially three Saint Cyrils, two of them who are commonly referred as simply of Cyril of city name, so Cyril of Jerusalem and Cyril of Alexandria, while as Saint Cyril the philosopher, brother too, has the formal title of saint. But since all three individuals are formally recognized in the Catholic Church as saintly, all three technically have the name of Saint Cyril. So I apologize if it's going to be two fairly confusing videos with three separate individuals who happen to have the same saintly name attached to them. So hopefully, you guys, the videos won't be too confusing. There were moments too where I had to restart the video a couple of times because I was getting lost a little bit myself as well. So hopefully, you guys won't get too lost with the video. But let me know, guys, if you have any questions or anything else that you feel like, hey, this needs to be said. Saint Methodius, also known as Saint Methodius of Thessalonica or Methodius the philosopher, was a significant figure in early Christian history. Born around 815 AD in Thessalonica, Greece, he was of Slavic descent, with his original name being Michael. Methodius was the younger brother of Saint Cyril, who together are famously known as the Apostles of the Slavs for their mission work among the Slavic peoples. Methodius initially pursued a secular career and became a high-ranking official in the Byzantine Empire, holding the prestigious position of governor of the Slavic province. However, his life took a dramatic turn when he and his brother Cyril were sent to the Byzantine Emperor Michael III to evangelize the Slavs in the 9th century. Their mission was not just about spreading Christianity, but also involved the ambiguous task of translating religious texts, particularly the Bible, into the Slavic language. This required them to develop the Glagolitic alphabet, the precursor to the Cyrillic script, which is still used today in various Slavic languages. Methodius and Cyril's efforts in creating an alphabet and translating religious texts laid the foundation for the spread of Christianity among the Slavic peoples. Their work was met with opposition from some quarters, particularly from German clergy who were accustomed to using Latin in religious practices. Despite this resistance, Methodius and Cyril persevered in their mission, gaining support from Pope Adrian II, who recognized the importance of translating liturgical text into the vernacular languages of the people. After Cyril's passing in 869, Methodius continued their mission, facing even more challenges from both religious and political authorities. He was eventually summoned to Rome in 880 by Pope John VIII to defend the use of the Slavic language in the liturgy. At the Synod of Constantinople in 879 to 880, Methodius and his followers were vindicated, and the use of the Slavic language in liturgical services was officially approved. After Methodius's return to Moravia, where he had been appointed as Archbishop of Sirmium, now Serbia, he faced further opposition from the German clergy, who accused him of heresy and detained him for several years. However, Methodius was eventually vindicated by Pope John VIII, who reaffirmed his position and approved the Slavic liturgy. Saint Methodius died on April 6, 885, in Velerhad, Moravia, present-day the Czech Republic. He was canonized by the Eastern Orthodox Church and later by the Catholic Church, with his feast day celebrated on May 11th in the Roman Catholic Church and April 6th in the Eastern Catholic Church. Methodius's legacy lives on not only through his missionary work among the Slavs, but also through the Cyrillic alphabet, which continues to be used in various Slavic languages, including Russian, Bulgarian, Serbian, and Ukrainian. He is revered as the patron saint of the Slavic people, linguistics, and missionaries, and his contributions to Christian liturgy and culture in Eastern European remain highly significant. Saint Methodius is typically depicted in religious iconography in a manner that reflects his whole role as a missionary, linguist, and bishop. Here are just some of the common elements found in depictions of Saint Methodius. Episcopal attire. Saint Methodius is often shown wearing traditional garments of a bishop, including a cup, mitre, and sometimes a pallium. This signifies his role as a bishop within the church. In some depictions, Saint Methodius is also shown holding or standing near a book or scroll with the Galactic alphabet, the script that he and his brother Cyril created for the Slavic language. This emphasizes his contribution to the Slavic literacy and education. While St. Cyril's is more closely associated with the creation of the Cyrillic script, which evolved from the Galactic alphabet, some representation of St. Methodius may also include references to the Cyrillic script, symbolizing his collaboration on the work with his brother and their joint mission to evangelize the Slavic peoples. Like many bishops in iconography, Saint Methodius may be depicted holding a crozier, a staff with a curved top, symbolizing his pastoral authority and leadership within the church. In Eastern Orthodox depictions, Saint Methodius may be portrayed wearing vestments characteristics of the Byzantine or Eastern Rite, reflecting his Eastern Christian heritage. In some icons, Saint Methodius is depicted alongside his brother Saint Cyril, particularly in scenes related to their missionary work or their collaboration in translating religious texts. The presence of Saint Cyril emphasizing their shared importance in the history of Christianity among the Slavic peoples. Some icons also would include additional symbols or scenes related to Saint Methodius' missionary activities, such as images of Slavic people, churches, or scenes of preaching and teaching. Overall, the iconography of Saint Methodius emphasizes his role as a bishop, missionary, and scholar who played a crucial role in spreading Christianity and literacy among the Slavic peoples. His images serves as a reminder of his significant contributions to the Christian faith and cultural heritage in Eastern Europe. As with many saints, there are various accounts of miracles attributed to Saint Methodius, although the specific details may vary depending on the source. While Saint Methodius is primarily celebrated for his missionary work and contributed to the Slavic literacy. Some accounts suggest miraculous occurrences associated with his life and veneration. Here are just a few of the general examples. Miracles of healing. Like many saints, Methodius is said to have interceded for the sick and suffering, leading to miraculous healings. These healing miracles often involve individuals afflicted with physical ailments or illnesses. Stories of people being cured of diseases or disabilities through prayers or intercession are common in hagiographical accounts. Miracles of conversion. Methodius' missionary efforts among the Slavic peoples were accompanied by reports or, or of miraculous conversions. It is said through his preaching and example, many people embraced Christianity and turned away from their previous beliefs and practices. These conversions were seen as evidence of Methodist's sanctity and the power of his message. Miracles of protection. There are accounts of Methodius being protected from harm or danger through divine intervention. These stories often involved situations where Methodius faced opposition or threats to his life due to his missionary activities or conflicts with political and religious authorities. In these instances, divine intervention is believed to have shielded him from harm. Miracles of nature. Some hagiographical accounts attribute miracles involving the control or manipulation of nature to Saint Methodius. These miracles might have included instances of common storms, multiplying food or resources, or other phenomena that demonstrate his connection to divine power and authority. Posthumous miracles. After his passing, Saint Methodius was believed to continue to intercede on behalf of the faithful, leading to reports of posthumous miracles attributed to his intercession. These miracles might have involved healing, protection, or other interventions believed to occur in response to prayers offered to him. It's important to note that while these accounts of miracles are often included in hagiographical traditions surrounding Saint Methodius, they're not universally accepted as historical facts. Miracles attributed to saints are often based on legend, folklore, and popular devotion, and their veracity can be difficult to verify through historical evidence. Nonetheless, these stories play a significant role to the veneration of Saint Methodius and the spiritual life of those who honor him. The process of sainthood, also known as canonization, typically involves several stages, particularly in the Roman Catholic Church. The process for Methodius would have followed a similar path, although it's important to note that the specific procedures and requirements may vary depending on the time period and the religious authority overseeing the process. Here's a general outline of some of the steps involved in the canonization of a saint in general. The first step in the process is usually the declaration of the individual as a servant of God. This designation recognizes the person's reputation for holiness and initiates an official investigation into their life and virtues. In the case of Methodius, the step would likely have been initiated by local bishops or religious authorities who recognized his sanctity and wished to pursue his cause for canonization. After the declaration of servant of God, a thorough investigation known as the diocesan process is conducted to gather evidence of the person's heroic virtue, sanctity, and reputation for holiness. This investigation typically involves collecting testimonies from witnesses, examining historical records, and scrutinizing the individual's writings and actions. In Methodius' case, this process would have included gathering evidence of his missionary work, his contribution to the Slavic literacy, and accounts of his virtual life. If the diocesan investigation confirms the person's heroic virtue, the case is then presented to the Vatican's Congregation for the Causes of Saints for further review. If the congregation approves the finding, the individual may be declared venerable by the Pope, acknowledging that they lived a life of heroic virtue. This step does not, however, permit public veneration or liturgical feast days for the individual. After being declared venerable, the cause for canonization typically requires evidence of miracles attributed to the individual's intercession. These miracles must be verified through rigorous investigation to ensure that they are genuine and cannot be explained by natural causes. In Methodius' case, reports of miracles associated with his intercession would have been collected and scrutinized as part of the canonization process. Once the requisite miracles have been verified, the individual may be declared as blessed by the Pope, signifying that they are worthy of public veneration in certain regions or communities. Finally, if additional miracles are attributed to the person who is considered as a blessed, the Pope may proceed to canonize them as a saint, formally recognizing their sanctity and raising them to the altars as an example of Christian holiness. It's important to note that the canonization process can be lengthy and complex, often taking years or even centuries to complete. Additionally, the procedures and requirements may vary depending on the religious tradition and authority overseeing the process. While Methodius is recognized as a saint in both Eastern and Roman Catholic churches, the specific details of his canonization may differ between both traditions.